Can't see. Too bright, too dark all at the same time. It's on. We'll trust that it's on. As all the noise goes by. All right, how y'all doing? It's overcast. Nothing but clouds. Birds are awake this time, though. Thank you. Can y'all hear me? I don't have the earphones in this time. It's light. Okay, there we go. You can't? Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay. Well, we got some light. Got my Paul McCartney glasses on. Thank you. It's been a good day. Well, I have a good day every day, but it's been a good day. It's not hot, so this is my gift from Mother Nature. Because I had to come out here anyway. So glad it's not hot. I have to see if I can burn my preemptive calories. Thank you. Before I go and eat everything under the sun. We'll see. Well, happy birthday to your brother. You know, I got that message. You're like the third person now. And it's been that same line. Today is my brother's birthday, too. Hopefully he acts nothing like I do. Or either that or somebody's birthday is tomorrow. But our family, outside of my brother, everybody's birthday is really close to each other. Like my sister's is the 12th, then her daughter, one of her daughters, is the 15th, so 3 days after hers, and then mine the 24th. And then her other three daughters are all in November, a week apart. So there's the 3rd, the 10th, and the 17th. And then we're done. Then my brother is in October. Because I mean, then again, you know, Gemini's in their gift of gab, I guess. They're going to say something funny eventually. Funny or offensive. One of the two is coming out. Thank you. Okay, good. One of the two. Y'all hear a bunch of wind? Hopefully it's not too windy. How many candles on the cake? Two. Just two. They're numbers, but it's just two. This thing has been in the street for 10 days. People in their trash. Thank you. Had a happy birthday. I don't ever celebrate it, per se, because why? It's just never have. But they're not bad. I don't have anything against holidays or birthdays. If you invite me to your party, I'd go. But it's just like celebrate every day. You're still here, still walking and talking. So, good vibes only. I mean, petty or borderline true? Which one? That's the way it is. It's just fine if ain't nobody looking. The moment you start recording, it's like, I'm not eating that. Well, I ain't either, so throw it away. Like I made ramen last week. Turned out fantastic. But if I made it on camera, something else would have happened, I'm pretty sure. It's just that's the way it goes. It's their fault I can't cook, so it's like you can guide me to be psychic. You should let me know what to do. But anyhow, I ain't miss no meals. So somebody doing something right. I will say that. It'll be Burger King today. Or pizza. Everybody around me's been eating pizza and now I want it. I even watched a video yesterday. This was from BuzzFeed, I think it was, where these people made pizza and they were trying and rating each other's pizza. And so I'm like, dang, now I want pizza. So that sounds good. One day I was like, okay, let's get pizza, but let's try something. Because I don't ever change what I get is pepperoni and tomato. Or pepperoni, tomato, jalapeno sometime, but that's it. I'm like, we'll try something different. We'll throw a sausage or a hamburger or something in there, which I like that too, but as long as you don't go crazy with no um, anchovies and stupid stuff, I can't. No pineapples, no apple rings, no gummy bears, no nothing stupid. Don't put stupid stuff on my pizza, please and thank you. I can't. Hi, Beck. No wind here, lots of birds. Okay, good. They're awake today. I can't get the light right because ain't none outside though. So I'll disappear from time to time. No gummy bears on my pizza. Don't put goofy things on the pizza. No gummy bears, no chocolate almonds, no grass shavings. Don't put weird stuff on my pizza. Cheese, tomato sauce, tomato. I like cut up tomatoes, like diced tomatoes on there. I got some pizza once from a place here, and I say once because I wouldn't dare. If they gave away pizzas with $100 bills on them, I wouldn't get one. They made a pizza for me. Now I've been eating the pepperoni with like diced up tomatoes for 38 years on the pizza. So I'm like, okay, order a pizza from them, pepperoni, tomato, and I was gonna try another pizza, just cheese, pepperoni, I think it was, because it was made with a cauliflower crust. And, uh-oh, be safe in the lightning, Dusty. I actually just watched a video of weird lightning strikes, and I'm like, oh, good God, that wasn't planned with nobody. And so I get the cauliflower crust pizza, and then I get the regular pizza. It gets here is the worst thing I've ever seen. The cauliflower pizza was burnt. And not only was it burnt, it was darker than me, burnt. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Who's supposed to eat this? Then the pepperoni pizza with the pineapple on it. Not the pineapples, I'm reading it in the thing. Pineapple's nasty, don't put that on your pizza. With the tomato on it, the tomato was like big giant hamburger slices. I'm like, where they do this at? So, yeah, they failed from the beginning to the end. Then it took them 2.5 hours just to bring it. So I can't. I can't. I get the no, yes, from DoorDash. It will be hamburgers. That's what I want though. I was gonna do it just now, but cause I had the phone in my hand. Like I'm gonna go walk, and so now here it is. I gave my hamburger time to you, so that's what we're doing now. What I'm supposed to be. I don't drive, but a signal light would have been nice. Thank you very much. Jesus, I can't stand y'all when y'all driving. You people in your cars. Thank you. I've had a happy birthday. If y'all have not seen Jen and Becca's birthday video this morning as it came out, go watch it. And you know what? I'm so immature. The moment you said monostat, I started laughing again. I don't, it's funny to me. And it shouldn't be, but it is. It's just like if you cursed in church, I would, it's like one of them inappropriate things, and just, I would laugh. And I did. It was it's ridiculous. uh, can't take the child out of the person, I guess. But I like that the Six of Cups and the child popped up multiple times. I have an inner joy. I just do. I let it out. I can be serious when I need to. But why? Spirit is petty too. That's where they got it. That's where I got it from. I was born with petty boots because my mother is very petty. Well, not petty. Yeah, petty. But my kind of petty. Like she wasn't vengeful petty. She was just petty. You know, she made very snide comments about everybody. That's where I got the, and my brother, for those who ever want to meet my brother, just like me, except he's taller and older. That's it. Our personalities are just about the same. And so the renaming people like I do for Marsha DeSantis and all them people, yeah, he does that. That came from him because he will rename a person in a minute. Just, we laugh at the same things. We say the same. We talk the same. So it's, voices are different, but we say the same things. We both talk a lot, and he's not even a Gemini. So it's, you know, we're the same person. We grew up together, so we're the same person. He's nicer than I am, and not that I'm not nice, but he's more personable. So he would walk up to you and spark a conversation type thing. Me, I would never in a million years walk up to somebody and say hi. So he's nicer than I am, but we're the same person. So I've had my whole life spent around people who behave like I do. We do no harm, but we take no mess. Now, don't you get me demonetized with this damn music channel. Your windows rolled up and your music's still too loud. Your eardrum's gonna be dead. That's why you got tinnitus. I bet you do. But it's that's who I am, because that's where I come from. They act just like I do, but like I said, they're just nicer. My mother was the sweetest on earth. I remember there was one time we were taking a Greyhound bus, which I don't recommend unless you want a little taste of what hell is actually like. Take a Greyhound bus from Oklahoma to Arizona, you'll get it. And so there was this guy and this girl on the bus. Now, my mother, for whatever reason, well, because she has kids, that's why. She's prepared for these type of things. Uh, because this music is too gosh darn loud. Like, how you sit in the car with music that loud? Jesus. I couldn't do it. Anyway, we were on this Greyhound bus, right? And going from Oklahoma to Arizona. And there was this guy and this girl, they were together, who ran out of money on the way there. And we're still in like Texas or wherever we were, New Mexico, somewhere. We were somewhere between the moon and New York City, but we were not in Arizona just yet, or wherever they were going. So they had nothing to eat. Then my mother, like, some teenager sneaking into the movie theater, had a purse full of food. So she kept them alive until they got wherever it was they were going. That's who she was. She was that person, which is why, part of why probably, because it came with the kit. I bend over backwards to make sure somebody has something. So that's where I get that part from. But she was also very catty. She liked her curse words too. So that's where we get that from. I get my seasoned language from her. instead of my father was a sailor. So you would notice the difference in my speech should I have gotten it from him. I'll just say it that way. My mother spoke like I did. My father did not. Now, he can carry on the most intelligent philosophical conversation, but outside of that, boy, he liked the MF, and but he was that person. But you know, why not? Seasoned language, it tastes good. Use it, I approve. I am John McCain, and I approve this message. Go for it. It's like if you don't like it, stop listening. That's how it is. Yeah, he's worse than you, Becca. I mean, not worse than you, because it's not like you're bad. Well, maybe you are, and I'm just used to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded, but but he was. Well, I'm gonna say worse. 'Cause I think Navy people all speak that way. I mean, that's cause like a sailor, it didn't come out of nowhere. It's a saying for sure. But yeah, yeah, about the same. I mean, we spoke about his favorite words when he hit his toe on something, though, which I will not repeat. My mother is not, but my father is still here. I think he is 70. Do the math. What year are we in? 22, so he's 71. And this is another one too. I mean, I get it. You want answer this question. Why do you feel entitled to have a radio when you ride a motorcycle? You can't hear that. I guess you can. Everybody ain't got tinnitus just yet, but you can't hear that. Amazon, you better make an illegal turn. Go ahead. Go ahead. And run over the curb at the same time. Go ahead. This is why I don't drive. I can't be out here on this street with y'all. Yeah, I seen it. I seen a promo for it when I went on Amazon the other day. I am anticipating that it is going to be fantastic. That is the craziest show, and I love it. Corrupted superheroes, like why not? It's funny, it's entertaining. I do want to see what happens next or what they're going to do next, and yeah, it's a good time, taters. There's a couple shows. They just don't come out fast enough for me. Like The Witcher's on season two. The Ragnarok is on season two. The what is it called? Legacy something? Jupiter Legacy? Something like that. Legacy of Jupiter. That's on season one, I think. Anyway, thank you. But anyway, well, I do want to ask too. Um, See, and we looked, okay, we looked at the HBO Prime, or whatever it's called, and it's two things I want to watch. And it's like, is it really worth it, $10 a month, just to watch Game of Thrones? Because that's my speed. Dragons and swords and killings and things. It's like, I like that type of stuff. I'm not a gun person, so I don't want to watch nothing with shootings and all this, but that's my speed. I like that type of stuff. But at the same time, there's nothing else outside of Aquaman that I want to watch on HBO. My brother, he's a crime show person, so if it's got crime shows on there, then he would watch it. And see, Disney Plus, I went on there and I'm like, okay, because I like the Marvel movies, but it's not enough stuff on Disney Plus that's not, the Disney anime. So I'm like, I don't think this is for me either. I'll try it one day though. So I like Disney content. I've never seen Star Wars though, so I don't know if that was if that's my thing. I might try HBO anyway. Okay, Becca, we'll see though, because I think I might try it anyway. Because you can always cancel, so it ain't like a some year contract or something like that. I got AT&T. So I might try it anyway. Or see if, sometimes like things in the store that you buy, they come with like trials for things, and I might see if there's a trial for HBO. And if there's something worth looking at, then we can keep it. Because right now we got the Amazon Prime, which renewed like 10 days ago. So I wake up, you have a $143 charge. I'm like, from who? Amazon Prime, okay. Been nice to know that ahead of time, but I wasn't paying attention, so okay. Lesson learned. We got Amazon Prime. We got YouTube Premium, Netflix, and Hulu. I don't have the Hulu without commercials though, but I'm trying to keep us in the light here. But that's that. I've never seen Star Wars. I'm not a spaceship person. Like I love space and info about space. I don't like movies and TV shows. Oh, if you don't stop with why I thought about Zazzle the other day, because them mother truckers. I'm like, I hope you die in two fires. I can't stand them people. I really can't. You made me hot. I can't. No, I've never seen Star Wars. I ain't in a hurry to go watch it though either. It just don't seem like my speed. I didn't like Star Trek, especially back in the day when I had to watch it because we had one TV and my father liked Star Trek. Star Trek and is a Trek, Star Trek, and Andromeda, Stargate. So our lineup was Star Trek, Gunsmoke, and then TV went off back in the day. So it would go off shortly after that. See, and I've never seen The Mandalorian or Malorian or whatever it's called. I don't know, it doesn't interest me. It's like, thank you, Vivian. It's like one of the biggest things in the world, but I remember when I worked for Hallmark, the manager, he was one of the biggest Star Wars fans, like in the world. And so he would dress up as Darth Vader every year. Hi, Sylvia. And all that. And Hallmark had a contract with Disney. Disney owned Star Wars. And so we had Star Wars ornaments every single year. And that's the first thing that would sell out. Star Wars ornaments. Star Wars and Barbie. They discontinued the Barbie, and so now it's just Star Wars. Then most people would buy the Barbie ones just to resale, but people would buy the Star Wars, they keep those for sure. We buy two, one for display on the tree, and then one to keep. I'm like, okay. Okay. I think I bought one ornament my whole life. Uh-oh. There's a hawk in the sky. Now I heard there's an app that will let you listen to what the birds sound like and it'll identify them. I need to look that up. Because there's one out here, and I can't even mimic what it sounds like, but it's hilarious. Bienvenue. But it's like, what is this? I'm watching this hawk like he's about to come get me or something. Well, thank you. I'm fixated on this bird. I can't even concentrate. Anyhow, what I was going to say is, um, for soul chat purposes, um, I did a Q&A long time ago. Well, I've done a Q&A on like 88 different channels. They're out there somewhere. There's one on my channel too. But anyhow, for soul chat purposes, I need some topics. But I do not want aliens, so anything else that I could possibly speak extemporaneously on, though, like have an actual conversation. Because today, on our stream tonight, we're going to do like divination and spirit work, that type of thing. And so I got a bunch of questions for that. But I mean, and that should run us maybe 2 weeks or so. I think I got like 30 questions. And we're of course not going to do 30 questions tonight, but we'll see, because it's like 6 of us. But I need some topics to maybe change it up, switch it up. Because there's a playlist on my account for those who have not seen the soul chats. And so the soul chats are all in there. But you know, we spoke about a whole bunch of different things, not just tarot. So I need some topics though. That's why I stopped doing them in the first place. Hi CG. Hi Kara, thank you. So we'll see though. The only thing I can't do is, hey, well, you can leave it in here, and Tammy, if you have a thing, or I can make a post too. Maybe I'll make a post anyway for topics, and people can leave them under there. But if you had one, put it here. You can email me too. Either one. Okay. I mean, I do want to say there's no guarantee that I can come up with enough questions on a topic to make it interesting, but I'll give it a shot. Because, like, we had a list before, but there's a bunch of things that I can't expand into an hours of conversation or 1 hour of conversation. So we shall see. Because I got more tarot and divination questions than I know what to do with, but because I came up with them actually. I was pulling cards, I pulled two cards at a time, and then I'd write down a question. And so that went easy. But like the ideas of ego and toxic people and free will, which still boggles my mind. I can't wrap my head around that concept, so well, thank you, Cece. I got 3 boxes of chocolates, so I'm doing very well. Had one from a subscriber, then Lori sent me one too, and then I got another one from a subscriber sent me some too. All the way from the Big Island. It is this one. It's very tall. Hi, Gene. It's got the face in it. It's a mixture actually, but I'm not a dark chocolate fan unless it's the mounds, for like almond joy in the mounds. That I like. I like dark chocolate and coconut together, but dark chocolate is not my thing. It's too bitter for me. Very good face. Yeah, I think it is Green Man of the Forest because it's kind of a set in that type of thing. Okay, let me I screenshot Karen. Oh crap! Don't leave. Okay, there it is. Well, I was eavesdropping. Sorry, I'm in the middle of my sentence. I don't even know what I was saying now. I was eavesdropping. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, Karen, that's what I was saying. That the do you believe everyone can be psychic, medium, or healers, or do you think it's like artistic ability? Some have it and some don't. That's interesting. Like we were talking actually the other day that some modes of divination are just not for some people. Like when I teach the tarot class, everybody is not meant to be a tarot reader. Yes, I was eavesdropping. Well, she kept, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm like, okay, let me pay attention and be ready to actually run at the same time. Because America like guns now. Wait a minute. I ain't Jackie Chan. I ain't finna be dodging bullets with sticks now. So, anyhow, we were talking about, some modes of divination just are not for everybody. And so that'd be interesting too. Because to me, you can read tarot. Just take it slow is all. Start with the definitions and oh, that's when people gave me that nasty pizza. Bocelli's pizza, something like that. Anyhow, squirrel. It's just yes, gun god and bourbon. He's a gun god and cheap beer. But yeah, I had to eavesdrop. You saying trigger words over there. Then they start laughing. Then I'm like, okay, they're just having a gossip because it's like 19 of them sitting in a huddle. Yeah, it does tend to run. My mother is very psychic. My father is more of a I don't know. They have different types of gifts, I guess. Like my father's side of the family, yeah, I can't do astrology though. It's hieroglyphics. You just all the words you say. I don't. I even tried to memorize the houses. It's not something that sticks. So it's like, oh, in the eighth house you have the this and this. I can memorize 78 tarot cards, which I did in 2 days. And but I can't memorize 10 houses or 12 houses or however many houses. I can't. It doesn't stick. It ain't for me. And then my father's side of the family is more of a I don't know. They do more crystals. They're more drawn to crystals and earth magic, that type of thing. My mother's side was more the psychic, intuitive people. Even being from Louisiana, the heart of hoodoo. But it was a little different on their side. They had more dreams on her side. All of them do. Like all of her sisters, there's like 7 of them. They have more dreams than anything. And then my father's side was more of an earth-based this, earth-based that, crystals and herbs type of people. Like I was trying to memorize the. This was back when I first started. Um, all right, Sharon. I was trying to read for people back in the day when I first started. It was like, okay, so I need to convert the signs to memory, at least with the birthday thing. Gemini is May through the June, whatever type of thing, and memorize the personality traits and memorize it doesn't stick. It just doesn't. And I don't use it enough either, so I won't completely blame astrology itself because I'm pretty sure I could learn it if I put more dedication into it, but tarot it was not that way. I slept on the deck and the next day I knew what the stuff meant. And can't explain how or why. It just happened and then I can remember it. There was one card, two cards really, now that I think about it. It was two cards I could not remember. Hi, Jeannie. And that was the Eight of Cups and the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups was just weird for me, period. Oh, Lord Jesus. Every time I come over here, you want to smoke all the cigarettes in the world. I'm going to send you the bill for my Sudafed. That's what I'm going to do. And then, and then there was the Eight of Cups, which I don't understand why I couldn't get it. Because the card itself, if you just look at the image, kind of tells you what it means. But I'm not an image reader. I don't claim to try to read intuitively. It's like I read by the definition, and so I needed to know what it meant. But like I said, if you look at the card, it'll tell you. I also did not learn with the Rider Waite, so that was not my first deck either. But the deck I had would have told you what it meant. Thank you. Had a good birthday. Well, it ain't over, but having one. But our class starts in August, and we'll learn. Hi, Nanette. Okay, Nanette, I was going to text you, but I started the live stream right after I texted you the first time. I actually started writing. Actually, let me not make it sound like I'm doing some grand work. I started writing a little bit, like an outline, if you will, because your words have stuck in my head and I can't shake them out. So I started writing that, and today I thought, because it's quite an undertaking. See, tarot is, it takes time. It takes some work, but you can get it too. I guarantee you. Just have to take it a little bit at a time. Like, don't try to learn 78 cards. Learn three, and then work with those three, and then bring in one more. No rush. You don't have to be a master reader in 10 days. So just bring in a little at a time. Yes, I'm going to do the outline for the major work because I have like 6 stories that I want to write. But Jeannie actually did a reading, an astrology reading for me today. And one of the things that popped out was trouble starting and finishing things, which is me right now, because I want to start like taking it more seriously and like writing the whole thing, but I don't know. I get so far and I'm like, okay, I need to stop. But I don't. I just do. I don't need to stop, I just stop. And then what I thought about today was write a short story. Like, don't try to tackle the undertaking just yet, the big giant one. Because, like I said, there's 6 of them. And so the task becomes daunting, and then I don't finish. So I said, like, write a little short story. So, what I think I'm going to do is pull 2 tarot cards and then write a little piece of fiction that would tell the story of those 2 cards. So if I pull the Empress and 2 of Cups, that's a woman, possibly pregnant woman, meeting somebody or going into business with someone. Okay, write a little story about that. Just something small, 2 pages, 3 pages, something like that. Just to sort of flex the writing muscle. Or I can do a beginning, a middle, and an end, but something just real short. So that's my plan for today. So we'll see how that actually works. And I was never really good with outlines and planning. I work more off the cuff, spontaneously. So I'm going to try it both ways to where I plan it out and then I just spontaneously write. So the spontaneously write will come first just to see if outlining is a better deal. But those are my projects that I've given myself. Oracle versus Tarot, I think for those who don't like rigid systems, the Oracle is far superior because the Oracle is more based in intuition. Because the Oracle, even though it comes with a book, a lot of times it technically is what you say it is. So if you pull a card and it says Spirit on it, what do you think about? What pops into your mind? What comes to you? So the oracle cards are, you know, that's the lane for your intuition to travel. Tarot is a map. It's set up to where you kind of know what's going to happen at what stage or what's been happening at what stage. So if you have a card in the past, like Two of Cups is business, relationships, unions and bonds. So okay, in the past, it's relationships, unions, bonds. And then in the future, you got whatever. So it kind of gives you markers. This is what's happening here at this stage, in this place in your life. Oracle does not have the same boundaries as tarot. So it can be what you say it is. You can read it strictly by the picture, you can read it by the word, whatever. So Oracle is not limiting like tarot is. The Fool is not disaster. It's the Tower. The Fool will never be disaster. Now you can be one of them people who say it is, but if you went by the meaning of the actual card, that would be wrong. The Fool is not disaster. The Fool can be foolish, which can lead to disaster, but it's not disaster. The Tower is. But if you pull a card in an Oracle deck, it's going to say what you want it to say. Since they do both. But Oracle cards are, and you can do a reading for a person with an Oracle card. Because that's where your intuition, again, is going to flex anyway. And so just say what comes to mind. It may make sense to the person you're saying it to, even if it doesn't make sense to you. Which is one of those hallmarks of reading for other people, where even I think this doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna say it anyway, but it's not supposed to make sense to me. This is not my reading, it's not my life. It's supposed to make sense to you. So we do have to move out of the way on that. Hi Jeffrey, thank you. Thank you, Hallow. Well, I'm gonna write something today. I might as well. That's the idea I had. So I'll pull two cards and make a little story. See how that works. Oh, the Cardinals are out. You know, I was sitting thinking, right? Tony Shining Hawk Healing, her deck is out. The Morning Sky Shamanic Oracle. And I absolutely love it. I'm going to make some videos for it today, too. And I'm not a tree, well, I am a tree person. I'm not a gardening person. I don't like dirt. I don't like bugs. That's not my thing. I love trees, though. I love the greenery. And here when they change colors and all that good stuff. But, not but also, she has a card in there that says walk in beauty, and it's just full of trees, and I get the goose pimples every time I see it. And I'm like, what in the world? Why am I so drawn to trees and crap and greenery? I just like it though. It's I don't really care. Like I said last time we were on our walk, I don't really care for flowers. I mean, I like flowers naturally, but I don't have to have them. Just give me some green, be just fine. Not marijuana, but just green, and I'm happy. I like it though. But her deck is out, and I love it. and to make some videos for it too. That made me laugh too. Like, why does Johnny like shiny things? Because he's a bird. That's probably why I like trees then. That's true. Very magpie-ish. Even though they say that's a myth, magpies don't like shiny things, I bet they do. Everything likes shiny things. Well, I was saying, that reminded me because I cut myself off and now I forgot. But I was saying something about birds. Um, See, that's the thing too. It does feel clean to me too. And I love the smell after the word, after the rain and all. Yes, exactly. You articulated what I could not. Thank you. That's it. Um, but it's just such a variety of everything that it's kind of hard to say it was all an accident, happenstance, blue birds, red birds, white birds, green birds, ones that can't fly at all, or they're like 6 feet tall. Like it's just, I don't know. Birthday cake, you know what? I don't have a cake. I do not have a cake. I didn't ask for one either, but I don't have a cake. I don't need one. Today is hamburger day. So that's kind of where my head was. I actually bought some cake last week. It's still in there. Wasn't a whole cake, you know, it was one of those sliced ones in like the little containers. I bought two. I did buy another cake. That one was gone. It was a lemon cake, but it came in one of them containers that make all the noise in the world when you try to open it. That's gone. The chocolate cake, that was trash. Just ain't thrown it away yet. It was dry as the Sahara. Me too. I like the birds and the trees. Well, the trees. I'm not really a bird person. I mean, they're nice, but ain't a bird watcher. I'm not an animals in nature person. I just like the trees and the bushes and that. I can do without all the rest. These I like. I had these. These were we had giant bushes of them when I was a kid in the backyard. Back when the earth had bees on it. Surprised the deer ain't out here. Yeah, I love the honeysuckle. We used to pull them apart when I was a kid. Like take the little thing and pull the stem out. Had a blackberry bush too. It's a very interesting backyard. Had playground equipment, but it was full of bees too. Not full, but you know, there was bees in there. Guess I'll get out of the street. It'd be something. Get run over on your birthday. What did you do for your birthday? I sat in the ER because you people in your driving. No rain yet. I'm still eavesdropping. You see people drive, right? And then suddenly they start driving over the lawn, and you think, where are you going? Exactly. tell you. Get distracted so easy. Why do I like shiny things? Because I get distracted easily, and why not? Why not? But it's nice out here. Anyway, the white ball of death has given me a break today, which is good because somebody mailed me chocolate. And I went to bed at 7 a.m. like I do. And it was delivered this morning, and I didn't see the text until 2 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, hell. But it's overcast and it's cool, and they packed it very nice. It's from See's Candy, so they always do the right thing. I worked in a place that had the Bush's candy, and it comes in those big giant containers. Back in the day, that's how some grocery stores sold rice. They might still do it that way, I don't know. But it was like bulk, and you just go and scoop it and weigh it and that type of thing. So they had the Bush's candy, all the caramels and the Boston baked beans and all that type of stuff where you go and you weigh it. So they took that out and they put in a C's candy counter. And they sold fudge primarily. And people would just falling all over themselves for that because they had all kinds, maple fudge and white chocolate fudge and blah blah blah. So they had all kinds of fudges, and then they had some of the candies too. The candies were prepackaged though, but they made the fudge and cut it there. But the candies were more the chocolate boxes and then like the suckers and that type of thing. And then when it was like there for a year or two, and they took it out, and people just lost their minds. They go, "Oh my God, bring it back right now." They never did. They actually, interestingly enough, they put in a what do you call that thing? I forgot what it was called, but it's like a thing where you can get pre-planned meals and almost like a Hello Fresh, but inside of a store where they had pre-planned meals or pre-packaged meals, and they were health conscious, weight conscious type things. And so you can get like grilled chicken, green beans, and broccoli, and something that came in a little prepackaged type thing. You just heat it up and eat it. They put that in there that stayed for maybe 4 months because it didn't catch on. You took the fudge out and you put it in the health bar in the middle of Texas. You can get away with that in Orange County somewhere in California, but you're not going to get away with that here. This is this is the country. This is the South. They like bacons and bacon sandwich, bacon ice cream, chocolate covered bacon. They like this type of stuff. I mean, in particular area, I will say. It's not like all of Texas doesn't know what lettuce is, but if you're trying to sell them something, kale salads is not it. Not when you had a fudge bar in there. So that didn't quite translate very well. But that's what I got. And it was not melted. As you see, white ball of death behind all the clouds. It's like 60 degrees, I think. Something like that. 60, 70, I don't remember. It's not hot at all. There we go. Oh, well, happy birthday for tomorrow. Oh, Lord. Allergies. Happy birthday. Yeah, I love C's candy too, though. I mean, I like candy, periods. There is one, though, very popular around Halloween because it's usually the cheapest. It's by Palmer's, It's like Palmer's chocolate or Palmer's peanut butter cups and those type. I don't like theirs. Their chocolate tastes cheap. Like I don't live an expensive life, believe it or not. Even with 4,000 tarot decks, I don't. It's just coincidentally the things I like cost the most. I like premium chocolate. I don't like cheap chocolate. I can't just eat cheap candy. It just candy corn. Yes, that can be 10 cents. I still eat it because it all tastes the same. I don't care who make it. Chocolate is not one of them things. Palmer's chocolate is cheap and I can't do it. Hershey, good chocolate. Ghirardelli, better chocolate. Lindor, better chocolate. Palmer's, no. It does. It tastes just like plastic. I can't do it. I'm like, y'all didn't even try. You didn't even try. Which I guess is why you can get 48 pounds of it for $2, but no. Not I, said the cat. Hershey, good. Ghirardelli, better. Lindor, better. That I can do. And Lindor makes the, I can't stand people. Squirrel. Are you going to turn here or are you going to turn there? You made me stop for no reason. Anyway, um, what was I even saying? I don't know, she threw me off. Jesus Christ. It doesn't matter. I like Dove too. I love Dove actually. They make a like the Dove almond. I don't know what it is. Theirs is just better than everybody else's. Thank you, Mr. Achiever. Damn bugs. Have to keep switching. We lose our light. But those are the best. There was a Ghirardelli factory slash store when I lived in California. Never went to it though. We had a Russell Stover's actually too, down the street from my house when I lived in Oklahoma. I never went to that either. And it was like kind of like the See's candy where they would bake the chocolate, dip it, and all that type of stuff. But it was primarily an ice cream shop. I'm like, okay, I'll go in there one time. I kind of like Russell Stover's. Never did. They were never high on the list because I lived in a place, or at least where they were everything that could you possibly want to eat, except Dairy Queen, was right there. KFC, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Arby's, everything. And then Russell Stover's. Never quite made it. Your caramel is from the devil. It's addictive. Missed calls in Utah. You know, we were, see, I can't do the sea salt caramel. Though. Ooh, no. I don't like salt and sweet. I can't. like I was, who was I saying that to? Y'all was saying that to y'all. I don't have any salt in the house. Like there's one seasoning we have that has salt in it. No, two, because we got a garlic pepper. The garlic pepper has salt in it. But everything else, not a salt person. I have no salt. Now I got plenty darn potato chips, so it's like we don't eat. We still eat salt, but not as a seasoning anyway. I just can't. Sea salt caramel, I can't. Sea salt flavoring, sea salt caramel flavor, I don't like. It always looks good though. Just can't. I can't. I can't. Because sea salt is not like, iodized salt. Iodized salt, but it's that table salt. Sea salt is so coarse that it doesn't like blend into the background. It stands out to me. And so then it kind of corrupts the flavor of the sweet when you got so much salt. But that's just me. I do like hot, chocolate covered coffee beans. I had once. Um, yeah, you can't wipe the salt off. I never do. I just figured you had to eat the whole thing. Anyhow, I had chocolate covered coffee beans once before I actually became allergic to caffeine. Back in when I was in Oklahoma, in the mall, there was a candy store called Candyopolis, and they sold chocolate covered gummy bears and chocolate covered coffee beans. And those, I was underwhelmed because I think I was expecting something and it didn't happen. But I was very underwhelmed. Like this is not what I don't know what I even thought it was going to be, but it wasn't that. This was kind of underwhelming. It didn't have enough flavor though. It didn't impact. It didn't have I don't know. For it to be a whole coffee bean, it just seemed like the process of making it edible like that took a lot out of it. And so it was a little okay. I'm not alone then. When I say I'm allergic to caffeine, people look at me like I got two heads. Like you're really? I've never heard of that. I can't. It closes my whole chest and my throat and everything. Just closes it up. Can't do it. Now, mind you, chocolate has caffeine in it too, so I shouldn't technically eat that either. But glutton for punishment is what they call it. That is I. But I do like hot pepper chocolate. I didn't think I would. There was a lady I worked with at a grocery store once, at HEB, mind you. All day long, while she was at the register, she snacked on something. Strawberries, chocolate, whatever. So she had, by Lindor, makes a hot pepper or red pepper chocolate, whatever they call it. And I'm like, that sounds weird. Like that doesn't go together. Sounds awful. No, thank you. She gave me a little piece. And I'm like, yes, thank you. this is for me. Nom nom. Thank you very much. And so I've been eating that ever since. It goes perfectly. Because it's hot and sweet instead of salty sweet. And it's milk chocolate, the one I had. It wasn't dark chocolate, so it wasn't bitter. Then there was also M&M. Thank you, Time. There was M&M makes a jalapeno M&M, which the trepidation was there. Even though I like the spicy chocolate, In my mind, jalapeno is not a spice, it's a flavor. And so I'm like, why are you walking in the street with this damn baby? See, everybody shouldn't have kids, Jesus. I'm walking in the street, but you can see me. And I ain't walking in the middle of the street. Lord, jeez, I need to get out from out here. Just, Lord have mercy. I almost want to show them on the camera because they in the middle of the street. You walk with this little kid. I'm gonna call her two names as soon as I get up here. Let's just get out of the street with this damn baby. Anyway, what was I saying? Eminem. Eminem has a jalapeno. Don't look at me. Pay attention to the damn baby. Hell, walking in the middle of the street with this child. Mess around, be on the damn news. Anyway, what was I saying? Eminem. Eminem has a jalapeno flavor. It's actually really good. They should just call it red pepper, but they were doing a like flavors of the country type thing. Hi, Jen. Thank you. Thank you for the video too. So they had English toffee, Thai coconut, Mexican or Mexico jalapeno, something like that, whatever it was. And so they were doing flavors of the countries. Max Brenner, no, I have not. I have not heard of Max Brenner. But if it's full of chocolate, it sounds like my kind of place. This is one thing, though. Being a person who is allergic or shouldn't eat chocolate because of the contents and the caffeines and that type of thing, it is hard to find candy you like or candy you want that isn't chocolate. It's like you go to the store, all of the stores is just full of candy that's chocolate. Nothing's ever just caramel or even white chocolate. Even orange, you know, Kit Kat makes an orange. It's just, uh-uh. It just doesn't have enough variety in that aspect to me. You, you bought a chocolate bar for me. Well, you go right ahead. You eat it, then. You eat it. I need to go get me one. I need to go get a cake. It's down the street, but I'm carrying it back up here. I'm not prepared. Because usually I have like my reusable bag. That way I know I can make it all the way up the hill without it breaking and all that type of stuff. No. Not today. What time is it? Hey, Arlene. Well, it's almost 5 o'clock. I gotta get the DoorDash at some point. What's the temperature in Sedona? Oh, you got it for you. Okay. Understood. I just got chocolates this morning. Lori sent me some from this place in New York. And and I swear it's like, you know how y'all probably don't know how because you probably have self-control. But you know how you get something and like one bite is good and then you look back up and you swear somebody stole it from you because it's all gone. That's kind of how it happened. It's like I ate like a pecan cluster and no, it was a peanut. Peanut clusters and pecan clusters are just, Those are kryptonite for me. Like those are some of my favorite things ever. Even more so than a Kit Kat, believe it or not. Pecan cluster and a peanut cluster. Almond, I don't really care for almond clusters, but peanuts and pecan, absolutely. It has caramel in it, even better. But you know how you eat something and it's like, oh, that's good. Like jalapeno Cheetos. Those got crack in them, so be careful. So it's like you're sitting there and you look down and you think, who the hell just ate all my stuff? Like the hamburglar just came through and ate half of your stash, and you think, oh, that was me. But it couldn't have been me because it's got to be somebody else in here. Where's the paranormal investigators? What happened to my stuff? Who ate all my chocolate? That's what happened. That's what happened, and that's all I'm going to stick to right now. I ate one piece of chocolate, and next thing you know, and what makes it even worse is they're like individually wrapped. So it ain't really like you can hide the evidence because you're like ankle deep in packages and little pieces of plastic, so you know you ate. It's just it's a shame. You make a lot of noise, Mr. Bird. Thank you. Oh, they talking long distance. That's what it is. I don't put peanuts in my purse now. We ain't doing that. Nuts belong in the chocolates, not in your purse. But there was that store, that Candyopolis that was in that mall. They sold pecan clusters and they were like as big as my hand. They were that size. And I always go get four because my brother loved them too. I'm like, we're going to have all the cavities we keep eating. And he'd freeze his and then like take chunks out. Oh my gosh. That was the best chocolate. The best. Yeah, we got some blue jays around. We got everything seems to be around here. You don't see any white birds or um, the black and yellow one was the Orioles, or whatever they're called. I don't see those. There's a lot of squirrels and chipmunks though. But there's crows, or there's crows. Robins, got a lot of robins. Blue jays and cardinals. That's what I see consistently. And then chipmunks, squirrels, deers, and hawks. And then a fox now and again. Rabbits, too. Thank you, Katie. And so that's what's around here. I seen a stag. What else do you call it? A buck? What's the difference? I don't know. One may be bigger than the other, probably. But I seen one once. And apparently it was probably more of a sign, maybe, if you want to be spiritual about it. Because I was actually on this very street that I'm on right now. He came out of nowhere, was in the middle of the street, turned around, looked at me. He was gigantic, like a little SUV. And then just ran off. And I turned the corner though, because where he could run to, this street here, ain't nowhere he can go. He can't disappear. But he did. And so he ran up or he turned the corner, the same corner I turned, same corner I just turned, and then he's just gone. I'm like, okay, that was interesting. Because he had big giant horns and, they was way out to here. Antlers, not horns. And it was huge. He wasn't white though. So, but he was huge. Turned the corner, he was gone, vanished. I'm like, okay. That was interesting. It's like the beaver in the street. That was a sign too. That one I know was, because I was told it was. And then I had Jen do a reading too, and she got the same thing I did. So I'm like, okay, it makes sense. Because the beaver was in the street. Well, we didn't even know that's what it was. But we're driving along, just seeing something brown in the street. It was laying there though. So it looks like roadkill. And as we get closer to it, and my brother, he drives fast, but his car is a sports car, so it goes fast too. You barely tap it. I got in behind the wheel one time and barely tapped it, and I swear I was in the next county. So, because I'm just trying to move it, and it like lunged forward. And I'm like, this is why I don't drive. But anyway, so we're going, and as we got close to it, it like sat up. And he's got good reflexes, so we drove around and kept it going. And I'm like, I'm not an animal person. Not that I hate animals, but if I had the choice to save a person, even if they're grown and grumpy, or save an animal, I'm going for the person. So I'm more of a people first than an animal first, which I like people who are still animal first because animals need us too. And so that whole time that we were going to the store, I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope he got out of the street. Because how many people are not going to drive around or blah, blah, blah. My mind was fixated on did the dang beaver get out of the street. And all I kept hearing was, he'd be fine. That it was more of a message for me because at the time, I was putting up all the roadblocks for myself. As you know, that's what beavers do, is they build dams, basically. And so I'm like, you're blocking yourself, you're blocking yourself, you're blocking yourself. And then Jen did the reading. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much, I didn't tell her what I got. She said, you're blocking yourself from something. I'm like, yeah, I am. I think it was mediumship or something like that at the time. But I was blocking myself because every reading I seem to do for myself, I get High Priestess Hierophant, like there's some sort of upgrade in your psychic connection that you need to make, but you block it. You're in your own way, you're your own worst enemy, so forth, so forth. So, but Mr. Beaver's okay. But because you didn't miss him. And he just sat right up. There was nothing in the street though. See, that was the interesting part. It's not like he was eating something in the street. It was just in the street, but he was laying down like he was dead, is what it looked like. And then he just sat up once we got close enough to it. And then, like I said, my brother's got the good reflexes, so, he drove around it. But I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. Wildlife. And then, okay, to tie in the buck story. So I see the deer or the buck. He run off. He vanished into thin air. I'm pretty sure he didn't, but he was gone. I saw him long enough to see him, and that was it. And then a month later, Paula, one of the viewers, sent us the feathers, and she sent the dragonfly to Jen. She sent the owl to Becca, and then she sent the buck or the stag to me. She said, I didn't know what your totem animal was, but I figured this one because of the meaning of the stag. So she sent that to me. I'm like, okay, synchronicity. Because my totem animal is a ladybug. But I had my spiritual experience with the big giant stag. So it's like, the ladybugs are just always around me. And I like them, but there was the stag. I trust that Jay. So it was interesting. You don't get this in Florida. Palm trees and sand, big giant bugs. But if I go back there and we're anywhere close to water, I'll take us back. But we'll see. We will see. But all of this is where the birds usually are, and it's full of chipmunks. Now the deer usually come out from over in here. It looks so much greener on the camera. Oh. You know how you got your keys in your hand, so you're looking for your keys? So like things just look so much greener in the camera than I do like this, so I can see and forget that my glasses are tinted. Gotta be smarter than your glasses, people. It's very green when you're not looking through filters. I have no idea. That's one thing. I was talking to somebody yesterday about opening up to mediumship. I don't know how to teach it because it's not something I asked for. It's just something that happened. Like I know how to teach tarot because I learned tarot a specific way, so I can just repeat it. Mediumship was, I guess it comes with the kit, like I always say. It was one of them things that just happens. So I don't know how to tell you to do it. I don't know how to tell you how to strengthen it. No idea at all. Because the first time I did mediumship, it wasn't weird because when you move out of the way, then you're pretty much channeling at that point. So you're just being used as the vessel because the words need to come out of you because the spirit can't speak itself. But I heard everything as clear as a bell, said it to the person, it made sense to them. Because I use cards in my mediumship, but they don't have the traditional meaning. It's almost like, it's just pictures at that point. Because if I pull the world card, it's not going to tell me completion and big picture and things like that. In the mediumship, it's going to point out something on the picture that I need to say to them. And so it just works differently for me. But I can't even begin to teach you how to do it. I have no idea. Because I don't know how I do it. I know how I read the cards. I don't know how to do the mediumship. Really? The totem for Gemini. Okay, I'll take it. We have a plant, the hosta is what y'all told me it was. It sprouts little purple flowers at some point, like during the heat of the summer. Towards the end of the summer, it did. The deers will come by and eat it. They don't eat the leaves, but they'll eat the flower. It was one day I was going to the store and my brother puts like seeds and feed and all that stuff in the front yard. And so the deer were out there and I'm like, okay, I have to wait till they finish eating because if you open the door, they'll run off. And so I didn't want to disturb them. It's like just wait until they're finished. The store will still be there. Just wait. The hostas are very pretty too. Thank you, Marie. Yes, when you do, well, what I do in mediumship, because I'm not really trained in mediumship, sometimes you do get people to come in that you weren't asking about, or people to come in that, like most of the time, the people who come in are still, I don't say welcomed, but the person knows who they are. Every now and then you will get people to come in and they have no idea. And not because they weren't ever related to that person, it's not ringing a bell at this time. Or it's probably not for you. It could be for somebody you know or whatever. But yeah, that happens. I don't ever get people to roam my house or nothing like that though. No ghost. I got that twice though. Actually, let me take that back. Since I've been here. Because if you go up my stairs in the house, you can hear when a person's going up the stairs. And so I'm sitting in the house one day and I can hear somebody walking up the stairs. And I'm like, okay. I got, 9 knives and 2 butcher knives and walking sticks and swords. And it's okay, if you coming up these steps, you better have a pretty good damn reason and a good attack defense system because it's on. You go up there outside because the steps are just right there by my room so I can hear when a person's going up. So I walk out, nobody's coming up the stairs. But you can hear somebody walking up the stairs. I'm like, okay. So did a reading, like, okay, who is this? Why are you here? That type of thing. They need help crossing over. Okay, got you. And then the sound went away. But that's that one, and it's always the stairs. I'll hear somebody coming up the stairs. I heard it twice. And need help crossing over is usually what it is. Because I've never been haunted. Like a person is, moving stuff and breaking things and nothing like that. I don't ever get that type of stuff. We ain't playing them games. It's a girl I worked with, though. She has a guitar, and whoever is in her house would walk by and strum the guitar one time. And so, naturally, she's freaked out. But it's another girl I worked with. They were friends anyhow, so she went to her house with sage and, cleared it out. And she lived in a trailer, so it was like you can hear it anywhere you were because it wasn't that big. And so the guitar is in the hallway. And so she hears a strum, and it's like, yeah, I can clearly see there's nobody in the hallway. So she was freaked out. She like came to the store, and she wasn't working that day. She came to the store in a panic almost. Like, yeah, there's someone walking around your house. See the walking around? I mean, it doesn't freak me out because I'm not a person who reacts that way. But at the same time, I know for a fact that there's nobody here but me. So who's walking up and down the stairs? So that was my spirit story. Um, I mean, no, not really. I mean, everybody hears from God, so that's not really. I mean, it's special, but it's not unique. It's not. It's not rare. I'll say it that way. So, but never. I mean, well, I don't know. Give me an example of divine being. I guess because what I call my saga, spirits, angels, guides, ancestors. I hear from all of that. I don't get angel messages much because it's not a mode I work with a lot or at all even. And not that I wouldn't want to or am against it or nothing like that. It's just that ain't my thing. I'm more of a spirit guide type person. That's what I hear. That's what I talk to. And angels are more, for me, they tend to be more cryptic in the messaging. And I don't tend to receive cryptic messages a whole lot. Yes, we are divine beings, very much so. And I hear what people don't say a lot for whatever reason. I always have. Maybe it's like an energy thing. You can read a person's energy because I can't read a person's mind, but I can hear what a person's not saying. Like if they're saying one thing and inside them is a different thing. So I don't know. So Marie, somebody else sent me a message too about their comment being deleted. I think it's a retrograde thing, and retrograde being taking place during Gemini season is probably the reason why it's being very rough to me right now. I've never had this many problems with technology in my life. This morning, my phone wouldn't turn on. Now it was on, it's not off, but the screen wouldn't come on. I'm like, oh hell. Then my computer wouldn't turn off. Then when I turned it on, a video is playing, full blown sound, but if you look at the video, the speakers part, it's got the little red circle with the line in it. So it's technically muted, but it's playing out loud. I'm like, what in the world? This has just been happening. But somebody else, their comment disappeared. Now, if your comment pops up in the chat, I can see if somebody deleted it. I can see if somebody blocks you. I can see that type of thing. But that's not on here. Like I'm looking at it, it's not on here. So it probably just disappeared. So I have no idea. That's been happening though. Well, it's not all. That's the scandalous part of it. It's not always lies. It's just Like if a person is, I say, hi, how are you? And they say fine, like something will tell me if they're actually upset or not. So I don't know. I can just hear what a person is not saying. Or instead of saying it that way, I get a hit. I get a psychic flash or psychic interpretation of how they really feel or what they would really like to say. Because it may not be word for word. Like I said, I can't read your mind. But, you know, it's one of them things. Thank you. It has been a happy birthday. Yes. I say keep it though. I'm not throwing anything away until Mercury retrograde passes. Because like I said, my computer wouldn't turn off. My brother's wouldn't turn on. My telephone wouldn't turn on. Every time I click an app, it won't open. I was clicking sign in to something and clicked the sign in button. It grayed out like it was going to sign in and it never did. Still right now, still never has. Like the technology, I've never ever experienced this much trouble during retrograde. I'm not one of them people who has retrograde problems like that. And it's like, okay, this time it's being a douche nozzle, and I really don't appreciate it. It's just not being very kind. See, yours disappeared too. I don't know what it is. But see, like this, oh, there you go. See, you see all that kind of stuff pop up when that type of thing happens. But yes, I am going to do that writing exercise because when I start the big project, I get as far as the characters because there's a lot. Because it's more set up kind of like an episodic show, a TV show type thing, than it is like a book. And so, like, there's scenes and there's happenings, there's, you know, storylines and quests type thing. So that one's set up a little different. So that one takes a while, just character development. And so, I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot. So I didn't finish. And I'm like, okay, do something shorter, smaller. That way, it doesn't seem like such a daunting task. So that's what I'm gonna do. Because the other stories are a little shorter, but they still are more complex. And so I'm trying to at least crawl before I start trying to jump and do gymnastics. So I'm going to do the 2 card thing. Pull 2 cards and then write a little short story about those 2 cards. Fiction. Like let the imagination run wild. So it's not like I'm trying to teach those cards. I'm just going to make a story based upon the meaning. So that's what I'm going to do today. I have to make myself today, though, because I get distracted very easily, as y'all have seen at least 6 times today. At least 6 times in 2 hours. Automatic writing, I like automatic writing. It's bizarre in a good way because you're just moving your hand and then a word comes out. It's like, okay, you get scribble, 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 word, scribble, 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 word. It's interesting. And after one of the live streams with Jen and Becca, we're talking backstage, as they call it. And I did some wait till the noise passes. I did some automatic writing. That was the same day she did the beaver reading, and the automatic writing, the message was to sort of like release myself from my own, whatever it said. Something like, it said release myself is what it said. It's like release myself basically from myself. Don't block yourself. I'm like, you son of a mother, look at this. So I liked it. It was interesting. I don't do it enough. I need to do it some more. I got a journal, so I'll do like maybe some in there. But it's interesting. I like it. My imagination running wild will be crazy. Because mind you, half the mushigas that runs through my head I don't write down. But as a very, very cerebrally wishy-washy fly with the wind Gemini, it, it mm, I mean all you got to do is just listen to the way I talk, and you can imagine what goes on in my head that you don't hear. I interrupt my own self at least 3 times in one sentence, so you can imagine how many thoughts run through my head that I don't write down and that I don't say. So yes, that will be interesting. Yes, the surrender part is very much needed when you do the automatic writing, because if you try to control it, then it won't work. You have to just let your hand go up, down, up, downs, and move, and a word will come out. I got release me, so or release myself. And what was crazy too, and is the you get a bunch of scribble, and then the word looks like a word. It's like you don't have to like try to sound it out and oh I think that's an R, I think that's an M, I think that no. Mr. B, get away from me. You have okay, now I'm being chased by a bee. You play if you want to. I will put this phone down just to hit you. Okay, there. Okay. You want to fight? Come on. I'm not playing. I'm getting stung by no damn bee. Anyway, but the word will look like a word. And that's what was interesting to me. Yes, mine stays just thought, 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 interruption, interruption, thought, 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 interruption, thought, interruption. Annoying. No, I'm not ignoring him. He's big as a damn blue jay. You ain't been stinging me. No, sir. I'm not allergic. I still don't want you to sting me, though. Hi, Lori. You got me messed up. I ain't bothering you. You don't bother me. Okay? I smell like honey. That's probably what it is. I'm a cologne fanatic. But try the automatic writing. Don't think about it. Just let your hand move. You may not get nothing the first time. Try it again. But I am going to put my imagination on paper. I'll let you know how it goes. We'll see. I've not written a story in, I was in high school 88 years ago. That's the last time I wrote a story because I was in a creative writing class, and that's the only reason I wrote one then. Poems and all kinds of things. One of my poems has actually been published in a book. I don't know what the name of the book is, though, so I can't really tell you, but It's been published because it was the first one that I wrote, and I was in the creative writing class. Creative Writing 1 is what it was called. So this is intro. And we had to write a poem. I'm like, okay, I'm deep. I know how to write poems. I really don't, but you know, I had a good intuition back then too, I guess. And so what I did was I looked up a word. I'm like, I want a word that means gloomy or sad or something like that. But I don't want to use those words. So I found the word Sumerian. And I said, okay, I will write a poem. And I just start writing. Like I said, I'm more of a, spontaneous is not the word. Freestyle. I do better with just writing. Just start writing and go than I do with planning it. Because if I plan it and then write it, it sounds a little too stoic. It sounds a little too dry. More emotion comes out if I just start writing. Hand to the paper, write. And so, Sumerian Day, that was what the poem was called, if you ever find it. But the teacher submitted it to some whatever, and they sent me a thing in the mail saying, hey, we want to put this in our poetry book. Hi, Peggy. We want to put this in our poetry book. And it's a giant book. So I don't even know what page it's on or nothing like that, but this was back in the 2000s, something like that. Early 2000, like we're not in 2000 anymore. Early 2000. And I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So Sumerian Day is what it's called. It's out there somewhere. I just don't know where. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Chevy. What time it is? Whoop, I gotta go. Gotta go live in an hour and a half, and I still ain't ate nothing, so I ain't even close to the house. Out here walking about. So, what's today? Tuesday? Something day? So, we're live tonight at 7 for Birthday Stream Soul Chat. We are live on my channel at 7:30 on Friday for the non-political, I was trying to stop calling it that, for the Friday night reads. And then Sunday on Jen's channel for Sunday reads. So tonight at 7 on my channel, Friday at 7:30. Tony from Shining Hawk Healing, her deck is out. Well, it's not officially, but you can order it because I got mine. The Morning Sky Shamanic Oracle. So it is out, or it's available. Let me say it that way. And the tarot class starts August the 5th. Just email me if you want to reserve a spot. Don't pay me anything just yet, as August the 5th is a long ways away. So just want to make sure I can keep the date. So August the 5th is when it starts. Be basic tarot, no numerology, no astrology, no elements, no cabal tree of life, just the meanings and associations. I will teach out of the Rider-Waite. So if you want to get a Rider-Waite deck, if you plan to attend, you can. You do not have to. But just in case you plan to attend, Rider-Waite. And that's about it. So I Trillium Tarot. And also, I will send those who sign up for the class, I send you a note sheet for the tarot meanings. If you want a detailed note sheet, you go to trilliumtarot.com, and I believe it's $10. That one is detailed, pretty much what I will be teaching from. So, anyway, so I will see y'all in an hour and a half for the live stream. Thanks for keeping me company on my walkabout as I yell at people driving by. So I'll see y'all in just a little bit. Bye bye.